Let's now head over to Somalia. After decades of conflict and being listed among the world's most dangerous destinations, the country is trying to reshape its global image. Tourism is quietly returning as security improves, local reforms move forward, and democratic processes slowly return. Here is something very few expected to hear. Somalia's capital is seeing visitors return. Sun, sea and sand aren't exactly new here, but what is new is people arriving to enjoy them. Roughly 10,000 tourists came last year. Officials say that number could double in 2025. Tourists from the US, the UK and other Western countries are now seen enjoying the country despite the war-scarred image.
Honest, I was pretty hesitant coming. You hear so much about the country and you have the travel advisories that say stay away and we won't protect you if anything happens.
Make sure to write a will before you go and all the rest of it.
So I was a little bit nervous. In fact, didn't really tell my family where I was going. But getting here, from the moment we got off the airplane, I've been feeling totally comfortable, totally safe.
The name Somalia terrifies most people. It's usually depicted with negative images and lack of safety, and I've not felt unsafe since I've been here. I've had a lot of friendly interactions.
So what's changed? Local tour guides say stronger surveillance, checkpoints and a growing police presence in plain clothes have given confidence to Western tourists.
Their main concern comes from warnings they see in Western and European media outlets, which claim that Somalia is not safe to visit. But now, there are no longer major security hurdles. Security has improved in many parts of the country, and tourists can interact with locals without any problems.
And Somalia's Minister of Tourism believes the return of the tourists also signals the return of stability for the country.
When you go in the world, if there is tourism, that means there is stability, and they are the enablers of that sector. Because when you have tourism in your country, it means that everything is in place.
But challenges do remain. Payment systems are still malfunctioning. One British visitor said his cards were blocked 4 times as the banking system is still unreliable.
The problem with coming to Somalia is getting the money in the country. So I tried with 4 different British bank cards to pay for the hotel, and they all got blocked and rejected, and my bank freaked out and I had to call and get my bank cards working again. And then there's things like MoneyGram and Western Union, which usually work for alternative destinations, but they also wouldn't accept Somalia.
But still, these are signs of changing times. For a country written off as too dangerous for visitors, it's now seeing signs of revival. Somalia's efforts go beyond tourism. In Mogadishu, nearly 1 million residents have registered for the upcoming municipal elections under a one-person, one-vote system. It is the first time in decades.
For the first time in 30 years, I have a voting card and plan to support a candidate. This step allows me to actively participate in the voting process.
And youth are central to the changing policies and reforms. More than 80% of the population are under the age of 35. The government and the United Nations are working together on a national policy promoting employment and peace building.
We talk about what Somalis want, what the people want, what the future holds. It's very much a conversation that involves the youth.
We are working to expand access to education, create employment opportunities, promote the health and well-being, and strengthen youth participate in the governance initiatives such as youth empowering skills programs, sports and peace activity, and the youth entrepreneurship projects empowering thousands of young Somali to shape a bright future.
But somehow, optimism is still fragile as the shadow of insecurity constantly lingers. Off the Somali coast, piracy is seeing a resurgence. One Maltese ship, Hellas Aphrodite, carrying gasoline from India to South Africa, was just attacked and boarded this month. The first such incident of this kind in over a year. This after the Somali government signed a defence deal with Turkey to protect the Horn of Africa. The threat was neutralised by the European Union, but some are now questioning the effectiveness of that deal.
There are concerns regarding the agreement made between the Somali government and the Turkish government aimed at protecting Somali waters. What measures are being implemented to safeguard the Somali Ocean? How effective have their initiatives been? Have they genuinely commenced actions to defend the sea against piracy? It is ironic that piracy has resurged, which will have a significant impact on our fishing activities in these waters.
On the ground, terrorism remains a threat. The al-Shabaab group has waged a brutal insurgency in Somalia, even attacking the president's convoy in March. The al-Qaeda-linked group has launched a series of deadly attacks across Somalia, aiming to destabilize the country. They have targeted both military and civilian sites, aiming to capture the country's capital. The N18G, 60 kilometers from Mogadishu, displaced local residents returned to find their homes destroyed by al-Shabaab terrorists.
As you can see, one of the worst human-made disasters happened here. When al-Shabaab militants seized this town, they started burning houses and food crops belonging to ordinary people.
Our houses were destroyed, our ration burnt, all the house utensils and everything we had were destroyed. We have been displaced for 8 months, and we couldn't get anything during this period.
Somalia is changing, but recovery isn't linear. It's stuck at a crossroads between the ghost of the past and promise of the future. The country, long defined by conflict, is trying to rewrite its narrative, slowly, unevenly, but unmistakably.
I was a revolutionary. I became a ruler. I claimed to protect my people. I terrorized them instead. I built palaces. I started wars. I lost everything. Some called me a defender of Arab pride. History remembers me as a dictator.